¿Qué pasa, mi gente? Welcome to another video. So today, I just figured out that Disney just bet $1 billion on AI. So this is what this basically means for small creators. So let's get into it. As of right now, people on OpenAI are making videos with Sora, so much so that Disney was like, hey, we're going to invest $1 billion into AI videos with Mickey Mouse and literally licensing over 200 characters in their flywheel, which is crazy. And everybody's freaking out about AI creatively, to be quite honest with you, because they're like, that's going to kill all the videos that we're making. But if you're a small creator, this is actually a blueprint. So let me break down why and what Disney is really doing and what you should be doing about it before it's too late. But before we get into that, if you like the video or the concept or the titles or any of the videos that you've seen on my channel, please like the video and subscribe to the channel, because I literally talk about everything: content creation, content planning, personal branding, filmography, cinematography, and all of the works. So that way you can start making content to make money online. But anyway, let's get back into the video. So what actually happened, right? So Disney and OpenAI signed a 3-year licensing agreement, essentially a deal where Disney invests $1 billion into OpenAI's software, Sora, which essentially they'll be able to use 200 plus Disney, Marvel, Pixar, Star Wars characters like Mickey, Elsa, anybody from the Star Wars films, Iron Man, in any AI short video, right? And some people can actually develop Sora-generated fan videos that will appear on Disney Plus, which is kind of crazy. So the only thing that they have, at least intended as guardrails more so than anything else, is that no actor likenesses or voices can appear on the videos that are being created. And there's a brand appendix essentially monitoring the misuse of all of their different types of characters and available films that they currently have. At the same time, Disney is basically suing everybody, like literally Google, Midjourney, et cetera, for using Disney IP or intellectual property, being like the characters that they have in Disney, without permission. So what does it take away from all of this? This isn't necessarily a problem or random. Disney is basically saying, if you want to use our IP, you have to pay us and play by our rules. So essentially, Big Papi Daddy Disney is out here going to get their coin. But what does this really signal for small creators, or essentially the future of content? So AI is now an infrastructure. It is no longer just a toy. A company like Disney doesn't necessarily drop $1 billion into an AI company just because for their ish and giggles, right? It's essentially a framework that you could use into your content moving forward, being intellectual property, developing intellectual property, or your own characters, your own series, literally everything, plus AI, plus user-generated content, which is more so like the stuff that you see on TikTok, is essentially the new content triangle moving into 2026. So essentially, big IP like Disney with all of its worlds and stuff like that, like literally Star Wars, Marvel, like all this other stuff, plus the AI tools like Sora, ChatGPT, images, etc., plus its user-generated content, essentially fans making videos with the characters from Disney, is going to be literally the best thing that could have possibly happened to them since like the past 5 years. Shout out to Bob Iger. Anyway, while they're opening one door with OpenAI, they're basically slamming doors with others, essentially making legal accusations of unlicensed AI tools and uses, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So the lesson here is ownership and licensing matter more than ever before. So what do you do if you're not Disney, right? And you're just basically a creator in your 20s or 30s or even younger with a camera and some ideas, right? Well, I'm gonna give you those options, right? So the threat versus opportunity for small creators are as follows. The first is the fear, right? That AI will replace me, this, that, and the third. Why would anybody watch my stuff when they could just basically go to Disney or any Pixar-generated films or whatever on their phone? The reality is that AI kills generic. I'm going to be mad honest for you. It's like low identity content especially, right? Because what it can't fake is your life experience, your values, and overall just you, or essentially your platypus, as I have said in multiple videos and on my channel overall, which is essentially the weird specific mix that creates your authentic self, right? Disney is essentially playing defense and offense, essentially defending their IP in court, meaning their characters, their worlds, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and offensively licensing it to AI in a way so that way it gets them paid, right? So you don't necessarily need to be Disney or have Disney's characters and worlds and this, that, and whatever. The main point here is that you need your own. So the game for small creators is building a content catalog of content that is specifically yours, okay? So lesson number one, you got to think like Disney, right? You got to build your own universe, really. Disney has characters, worlds, recurring stories, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, that they can profit off of years into the future. You can have essentially a recurring series, a recurring concept, a recurring tone, a recurring way to distribute your ideas, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. What does that do for you? You become recognizable. Okay? It's like, how many times have you seen like mouse ears and then you're like, oh, Mickey Mouse, like the first thing that you recognize, right? Or even Minnie Mouse, or you see like a duck and you're like, oh, that's Donald Duck, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You have to become recognizable. And that comes from saying or sharing the same 10 things 100 times. And that's essentially marketing and branding, right? So here's some practical prompts, right, that you can basically ask yourself in order to develop this. If my channel was like a mini universe, just work with me here, what are recurring tropes or concepts that I could turn into a series? Or things that I could say on a consistent basis that people will actually learn from or be entertained by? Another question that you can ask is, what essential frameworks or phrases of mine, especially in the educational sense, are mine that are repeatable until people associate them with me? Especially on the business side, if you're a business owner trying to make content, then essentially it's your frameworks, your teachable lessons, and etc. that you've developed yourself for your content overall. For the person that's a content creator, it could be a literal series in the sense of like animations, creating characters, literally drawing, anything that you create on a daily basis. Lesson two, you got to use AI like a sandbox, not a crutch, okay? Ideas that you can share using AI are the following. Essentially, prototype shot ideas, pacing, transitions, generating B-roll from literally just a prompt or conceptual visuals for your videos, and using AI editing software so that way you can streamline your short form editing process, especially if you're shooting long form and you don't have anybody to edit your short form videos. You can also use ChatGPT itself or AI overall. You don't necessarily have to use Sora, but you could also use ChatGPT or Claude or any prompt-based platform to brainstorm hooks, titles, outlines, generate long-term rants into structured scripts, especially if you find a really great idea online, and repurpose your own ideas into shorts or reels or TikToks in general if you want to go onto other platforms. So if your entire brand is I make AI likenesses of Disney content or Mickey Mouse edits or however it is, just like people how they do that on TikTok overall, you don't necessarily own that. And Disney can change the policy for anybody, literally overnight. And then your success, your income stream really just disappears overnight, which is kind of crazy, right? So, having that said, you got to use AI as your accelerant, not necessarily your identity, right? Use AI as the amplifier to your content into 2026 by focusing on making original content that is specifically yours and using AI to bridge the gap between you and the system in order to create more on a consistent basis and to use it as a distribution channel to multiple different platforms overall, if that makes sense, right? And if it doesn't make sense, please put it down in the comments. I would love to literally talk to you guys about this. Lesson number 3 that we can learn from all of this overall, respect IP, like literally yours and theirs. Disney is licensing their IP explicitly to OpenAI, nobody else. They're going after unlicensed uses. That means Google, Midjourney, like I mentioned before, Character.ai, Minimax, everybody. They're coming for everybody. They're like the mafia. For you, I don't want you to rely on copyrighted IP, intellectual property, essentially copyrighted material that wasn't created by you and has been either trademarked or put under copyright law to be used for a specific company or licensed to other companies that they have a deal with, just like Disney and OpenAI. That's not yours. Do not use it. Do not use that as a main content pillar. Literally don't. Talk about literally talk about what this could do for your channel. Literally do to your channel, I should say. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, For the beginning of my YouTube journey was essentially doing YouTube reactions, because I happened to see like a bunch of people literally reacting to a bunch of the videos or music videos that were literally being shared online, I would say 3-4 years ago. So I thought this would be a really great place to actually start my YouTube journey, especially becoming a music YouTuber. However, the issue behind that was that every single piece of music that I was basically reacting to on YouTube overall was copyrighted material. It wasn't mine. However, you can literally argue with YouTube over fair use and this, that, and the third. But if you always make your own original content, then you're never going to have a copyright content ID or a copyright strike. So then what I started to see over the course of the sense of making YouTube reaction videos, especially when it comes to music, I saw that people, well, not people, mainly YouTube being like content ID, content ID, content ID, content ID on all of my videos. And then literally monetization went down, obviously, because I wasn't making original content. Or even if I was making original content with the videos that were already made, like I had to basically dispute every single video that I was making. So then that crushed my YouTube income stream possibility. Because the thing is that like I was trying to make money off of YouTube, just like I'm trying to show you on this channel, and it didn't let me because of the fact that I kept getting copyright content IDs. So it's either dispute all of them and continuously having to dispute literally all the copyright content IDs, not copyright strikes, content IDs, or make a complete different shift into something else, right? So that's why I made the switch. So if you play in fan content territory, like some of the people that literally might get actually put onto Disney Plus, just understand that using content that isn't yours is shaky ground. You got to treat it like a side experiment, not necessarily your core business. Because otherwise, like YouTube's going to come around like the mafia, like in Godfather, and be like, hey, you come to me in my time of my daughter's birthday to ask me of this and this, that. That was a terrible impression, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. So start treating your content like your IP too. Keep the raw files. Make sure that you have a content catalog. Literally dispute anybody else using your content if somebody's using it within a reaction or anything like that. Because you do have rights to copyright, right? You do have rights to basically dispute somebody using your own content for their own beneficial gain, right? So anyway, here's some content, or I guess concrete moves that you should be making this month in order to make your stuff yours. First of all, clarify your purpose on the platform, whether it be YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, whatever. Write down literally after you watch this video who you help, what problem do you solve, and 2 to 3 recurring series that you can essentially make from all the content ideas that you have literally written down, right? Number 2, integrate AI into your workflow. Essentially, you could use Claude, you could use ChatGPT, you could use it for research, you could use it to outline your videos, you could use it to rewrite your hooks, you could use that for research to find video topics, all of the sort, in order to help you do the first task, right? And then third is build a backlog and a system that you take literally 7 to 14 days, which is essentially a week or 2 weeks, in order to film videos on your core topics that you want to talk about, either short form, long form, however you want to do. So that way you just have videos that you can just post and just let it go until the next time that you actually batch all your content out, right? And then essentially you load them into a scheduler. If you want to know which scheduler I use for all of my content, you can literally click the link in the description. It's literally my favorite. And just essentially schedule them out on your own disclosure, on your own time, when you have all that content ready to go. Then, after you have all that, commit to 1 video a day for the next 30 days on your home platform, the platform that you choose at the beginning of this system overall. I just want to make something very clear. You are not Disney, but you are a character in your own world. So you might as well take advantage of it. Your job is to essentially to build your own universe behind everything, just like Disney has. Use AI as leverage and stop making content that could be generated by a robot. Anyway, if you liked the video, make sure to like and subscribe and turn your bell notifications on, because I put videos out like this every single day, talking about content strategy, YouTube, Instagram, literally all the works, and that and the third. And if you want to make videos for other people to make a profitable business that literally can get to 0 to 6 figures in the next literally 6 months, or even 3 months actually, you can click the first link in the description for our community and coaching program that we have literally at your own disclosure. Otherwise, don't stop watching the videos now if you like them. Literally, there's a video around here which you can click on just to basically go check that video out and watch more stuff based on the topics that I literally talked about before. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Peace.